Tia, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to repot a couple of plants that I have that I'm going to use for my shop, as well as a couple of plants that are going to go into my personal collection. Let's see where I'm going to start. I have a nice amount of plants that are a very nice size. We're gonna go ahead and start, I guess, with my allocation dragon scale mint. Gonna go ahead and get him out and get him repotted in a smaller cup so that I can go ahead and have them all in their individual containers. Some of the plants grew so big and I wasn't expecting that. I'm used to them growing big. I just wasn't expecting him to grow as big as he did. So I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, and get him potted up in a smaller container. He is not in the best shape. He does need a little more time to cook. He's not like some of the other plants that are absolutely ready to go, and that's fine. You can take a look at him. He's still pretty tiny. So we're going to sit him over to the side. Go ahead and scoop out some of his mix that he already has. I don't use stratum because it's so it kind of breaks down really easy, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead, add some of the mix that he already has, and then add some more of my mix that has a little more perlite. I feel like the perlite helps it not be as wet and stay as wet for so long. So let's go ahead and get that done. So we got that in there. Get this little runaway piece. And so I keep my personal mix that I make in a little container. We're going to sit that there. Take its lid off. And so you see the difference. It still has the substrate that I use, but it just has a little more perlite added, and that helps a lot. Let's go ahead and get him potted up. Stick him right on in there. I'm going to use a teeny bit of this for the roots. I feel like anytime I use this, it actually helps the roots from shocking, and it helps the roots grow a little bit better. And then I do put a little bit of the what is it called? The root grow basically is a powder that I have. I'll link it here so you guys can take a look. I got it from Amazon. It's fairly cheap, but I add that into here already, and so that helps a lot with the plants and with them growing and all that good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of the crispies off. There we go. Sit him back in there, and then we're just gonna backfill it in. There we go. There we go. And then we're just gonna make sure he's secure in his spot. Stick his tag in so we can remember who he is and what he is for later. And I'm gonna sit him right over here on the table next to me. The next one we're gonna do is gonna be the Alocasia scalpel mint. We're gonna go ahead and get her repotted. Now she's in a better condition than that last one. I don't know why that one had such a hard time growing. It could have been because the leaf was so big and it was covering it for such a long time. I'm unsure, but we're gonna go ahead and take the scalpel mint out. Go ahead and get her potted up. Get a little cup. Get our handy dandy shovel. Get the substrate out. There we go. I think I got just a tinge in there still. There we go. So we're going to take a little bit of my other substrate, put a little in there. Going to put a little bit of the root crack in there. Plop him in. Move his roots around the tinge just so that it doesn't shock too much by being changed. Get that in there. Put a little bit more in front of him. We're going to go ahead and push that down. Make sure he's secure. And now he's in there. We're going to get that tag and bam, he's all done. We have a nice amount of these to get through. So I'm going to try to push it and get as many done as soon as I possibly can. We have another dragon scale mint. So this one is in a little better shape than that other one that we've seen. It's actually kind of growing roots and doing what it was supposed to do. So that's this one. It's really, really cute. I have some runaway substrate. Get another cup. Try to make sure you take out all of the dead roots. We don't want to transport that over into the new little home for the plant until he grows a little more. So you're gonna continue getting that substrate out. This one did have a better mix with the perlite, so that's good. That might be why it did a better at the roots and growing than the last plant. We're gonna go ahead and keep on getting them on out of there. We got one more root that was there. We don't want that either. Get the last little bit of that substrate out. There we go. Add a little bit of mine, just because. And then we're gonna add just a tinge. Well, let's just go ahead and pour a little in this cup so then I can shake it on there and it won't take up as much time trying to grab it with these nails. There we go. So I just put a little bit, not too much. Oh, wrong thing. Just a little. And then just plop him in there. Shake just a little bit on there. And then go ahead and backfill. There we go. Because the substrate that I just got out of there is already pretty wet, I'm not going to water these in. I want to try to get them to dry up a little bit. I believe that that is one of the reasons that these plants have had such a hard time coming out of the acclimation process. So I'm going to go ahead and clean him up a little bit. I see a little bit of a crispy on him, and we don't want that. I'm going to discard these roots. Go ahead and get his tag put in, and that one is done. Cute little guy. So the next one is gonna be a elbow Watsiana. And this one is a little bit of a disappointment only because when I initially bought it, it did have 2 elbow leaves, but as of right now, there's no elbow at all. Once it gets a little bigger, if it doesn't give me any elbow, I will be chopping his head off so that we can see if it will come back then. Let's go ahead and get her out. Get her cup prepared. The handy dandy shovel. And her roots are looking pretty good. We're going to go ahead and get that substrate. Get that root out of there. Don't want any roots to go with them. I don't think it'll hurt. I'm sure I've transported some roots in the past. I just really don't like to, just to make it a little easier and to make sure nothing rots on me. Get him in there, put a little bit to make sure his roots are doing good, continues to do good, and add a little bit more to get him secured in. There we go. Go ahead and get him patted in there. And that's what that little fella looks like. I'm going to use this to get some of this substrate up. Not the root. Put him over there. Go ahead and there we go. Get some of that crusties that I had taken off. And there we go. Put him right in there. Get his tag in. Stick him right over on the table. Let's see. It's something growing here. I'm unsure of what it is because it doesn't have a tag. I'm pretty sure I thought that he died, and so I took that tag out, not knowing that he was going to resurrect himself. Let's go ahead and get this cup pulled apart. We're going to take him out very carefully. Again, didn't know that anything was even growing in there. So we're going to take our little handy dandy shovel. Oh, there's something else in there. Pretty neat. Take our little handy dandy shovel and get that substrate. There we go. Go ahead and put just a little of my new substrate on there. Add him in. Add the other one that I'm not 100% sure of. That one looks like that root is not doing too good. That one didn't look too good either. I may sit him aside and stick him in with my, well, I'll leave him in here. If he wants to come back, he will. Stick him right there and then shake in a little bit of the root crack. There we go. Put a little over there by him too, even though he doesn't have any roots quite yet. There we go. Then we're gonna backfill them in. There we go. Again, I don't know what he is. Super stoked that he decided to come back. But we're gonna go ahead and sit him over to the side. See the little fella? Let's move on to the next one. So the next one is going to be my Alocasia pink poly. This one has been growing pretty well, but it's a slow grower from what I've noticed. It hasn't been pushing many leaves as I would hope, and I'm trying to give it a little time to see if it will go ahead and boost up a little bit more. It has been growing for about 3 months in these tissue culture. If you're interested in tissue culture and how I did it, I do have some more tissue culture plants coming in. Comment below, and I'd love to show you guys how I acclimate and how I get the whole process started. Go ahead and get some of that get it going. There we go. We're going to go ahead, take our handy dandy shovel and push him up just a bit. So his roots are doing pretty good as well. We're going to sit him over to the side, get some more of that substrate. This next plant is like one of my favorites, but it is the slowest growing plant I have ever had in the history of plants. Like, it has had one leaf for 3 months, and I do not know what to do with it. I'm going to show it to you guys, and maybe you guys can give me some advice on what to do, because I do keep them in this dome. Again, it's been for about 3 months they were in there. I do give them humidity. As you can see, I take the top off, I let them sit out. He just won't grow. But for the first month, I kept him in complete humidity. So I'm unsure why he's giving me such a hard time with growing. Go ahead and plop him right in. Put just a little bit in there on his roots. Hopefully we can get these roots going. This is my only humidity dome, basically, or starter that is having such a hard time. Well, yeah, it's the only one that's giving me such a hard time. The majority of my plants are already growing and have grown. It is slowing me down a little bit, but in life, that's how it goes. Sometimes stuff happens and it's gotta make you go a little slower. I think I may see a new leaf. I'm hoping that's what that is. I'm hoping that's a new leaf, because Lord knows we really need one. So we're going to pop its tag back in. And this is going to be my pink Alocasia poly. Cutie, such a cutie. I'd be so excited to get more leaves because it's absolutely gorgeous. Just take a look one more time. Beautiful plant. There we go. Gonna go ahead and get that substrate up. Pop it back in. So this one is the slowest grower. This is going to be my Alocasia Black Velvet Pink. It is growing at the slowest rate I've ever seen ever since I've started acclimating plants. It is growing so very slow, like so very slow. For 3 months, it's had one leaf, and I am very much unsure of why. So let's pop him out. His leaves are, not his leaves, but his roots look like they're doing pretty good. Oh, maybe not that one. The remaining leaves look like they're doing pretty good. So hopefully once we get him transitioned into his new little home, hopefully his roots and his leaves will go ahead and take off, because he is absolutely beautiful. Just the cutest little thing. I'm hoping that I can go ahead and get him to take off and get some more leaves. There we go. Have runaway substrate. You hear that, Millie? Said, what is that noise? There we go. We're going to pop a little bit of mine in there. There we go. Plop him in. Add just a little bit. There we go. And then backfill them in. There we go. Go ahead and get them secured in there. There we go. Get them secured. Is this a leaf? Oh no, I don't think so. Not yet. Hopefully after this repot we can get some leaves in here and get them going good. Let's put a little more substrate. Plop his tag in. I just pulled him up. There we go. Getting back in there pretty good. Okie dokes. And there he is. Isn't he just the cutest? We need some more leaves, right? Yeah, we need some more leaves, buddy. Sit him over. And who's next? So this is one of my wish list plants. This is going to be my Alocasia venom. I'm super excited about this one. I do have two. One of them is kind of basically rehabbing. I got him over in there right now, but this one took off and has been doing great since I got him, and I'm super excited about that. We're gonna go ahead, let's get some of this stuff straight out so that we can get him. There we go. Go ahead and plop him out. Oh, he's rooted really well in there. That's how come his leaves are doing so good. Come on, buddy. Come on out. I have a better spot for you. There you go. Oh no, it looks like we broke one of his leaves, but it's okay. It was gonna go ahead and come off more than likely anyways. But take a look. Isn't he absolutely gorgeous? Let's go ahead and get some of that substrate. There we go. Maybe just a little bit more. There. Fixes Put a little bit. There we go. I'm going to take him, push his roots outward just a little bit because he has a nice little root structure growing. Sprinkle just a little bit. You want to keep those nice and healthy. And then we're going to backfill. What was that? We're going to take that out because I don't know what that is. And then backfill. There we go. Just a little bit on this side. There we go. And then let's get them in there and get them secured. There we go. So this is like one of my probably top 5 allocations. Leave a comment below and tell me what your top 5 allocations is. And then take a look. We're almost at the full on venom stage and I cannot wait. It is absolutely beautiful and I cannot wait to see what this fella is going to look like in maybe just 2 or 3 more months. The next one that we're going to take out is going to be my philodendron jungle. So let's get him out. We're going to have to squeeze a bunch because he is in there good. He was supposed to be variegated as well. And the only variegation I see so far is his bottom leaves. His newer leaves have not shown any variegation. I'm hoping that once he gets some more space, maybe then he'll give me some more variegation. We shall see. Let's see if we can get him out of there because he is giving me a hard time. He is very well rooted in there. Oh, there we go. We got him out. So his root structure is really, really nice. He's growing really well. Go ahead and sit him over to the side. Get some of this up and out of the way. There we go. Take our handy dandy cup. Get some more of that substrate in there. Take those roots off. There we go. There we go. And this one may not need as much substrate because his roots are pretty big. We don't want to fill it too much. We're going to put a little bit there. We're going to go ahead. So as I was telling you, the only leaves that I see so far that have any variegation is this leaf and then this leaf here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but I need his variegation to come back in because that was what I bought him for. That was the whole purpose of getting him, is for the variegation. So I'm hoping with this up pot that he becomes a little more happy and gives me some variegation. Sprinkle a little in there. There we go. Tap that around because it was a nice amount. And then we're going to backfill. Again, if you would like to see how to take a plant from the beginning of tissue culture and acclimate them all the way through, please leave a comment below letting me know that that's something you're interested in, and I will make it a top priority next week when I get my shipment in to share those things with you, because I do have 3 wish list plants that I'll be getting, and I'm super excited. My birthday's next week, and so I said, what the hey, might as well go ahead and get myself something that I really, really want. And those 3 plants were the things that I kind of really, really wanted. One of them in particular was the one I really wanted, but the other 2, they were there and they were affordable, so I went ahead and got them. Get him in there and secured. Pop his tag in and take a look. He's growing great. If you just throw a little bit of variegation my way, I'd be super excited. Yeah, give us a little variegation, right? He's a little too big for the table that I'm sitting him on, so I'm going to sit him there. So the next one is growing really well. This is going to be my pink bambino, my Alocasia pink bambino. She is gorgeous, and she is growing really, really well. Get some more of this substrate. There we go. Get a couple of more cups going so that we can keep it moving as quick as possible. I have a couple of other plants that I did earlier, and I have to get those cleaned off and wiped. So I want to say I've repotted so far about 30 plants, and I have about probably 30 plus to go, because there's a tray over there. I'm not going to keep you guys that long because I know you don't want to sit and watch me repot so many plants, but just go ahead and tell me some of the things that you are interested in seeing, and I'd love to make some more videos for you guys. Get some of that substrate in there. Go ahead and plop her out, hopefully. There we go. Yes. And her roots are looking yummy. You see how gorgeous she is? Her pink is popping, and she looks absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and sit her to the side. Get some of that old substrate. There we go. Get just a little more. Is there anything else? Yeah, we'll go ahead and get the rest of that. There, and then it fell. There we go. Put a little of mine, new one. Tap that in there. Go ahead and plop her in. Absolutely beautiful. Put a tinge on the roots of this root crack. There we go. And what are we going to do? Backfill her up. There we go. Do a little spinny rooney. Let's make sure she's secure in there. This is like one of 4 or 5 of my pink bambinos. I have one in there, and then I have one in my other case. I'm doing a couple of these solely because I'm going to post some of them on my shop. And then I wanted to have maybe 1 or 2 more for my corms. because I need another mother plant. Go ahead and pop her tag in. And take a look. Absolute perfection. Such a cute baby plant. No room over there. Let's see. Oh, so the next one, what a treat. The next couple that we're going to do is going to be Alocasia Jacqueline. Absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorites. This one isn't variegated, but it's still beautiful nonetheless. And so we're going to go ahead and get her planted and popped in. And then after that, we're going to do a couple of more. And maybe I'll do a part 2 if you guys want. And you can see the second tray of plants. Because it's a nice amount. It's a nice amount of plants for sure. This one is well rooted. I'm trying to get all the roots out because I did break a couple of the last one. There we go. Lay her down. Get some of that substrate. There we go. The shovel is not being very handy dandy. It keeps twisting and turning. There we go. There we go. Make sure no roots are in there. I think I did see a root. We're going to discard that. There we go. Add a little more of this old substrate. Maybe not too much more because she has grown substantially, and I want to make sure the new roots that are popping in from the top have enough space to be covered. So we're going to go ahead, pick her up, plop her in. Let's check some of those roots. Some of them look a little, some of them looked a little iffy. So let's plop her in. Sprinkle in just a little bit. There we go. And we're going to backfill. There we go. Let's see what that is. Is that some crusty dusties? Get it off. Go ahead and get her back filled in good. There we go. This used to be one of my favorite plants. I want to say about 7-8 years ago when I was initially trying to figure out plants because I killed so many. This was one of the plants that I killed the absolute most. I kept buying this plant and kept buying this plant because I absolutely loved how neat the design was on it. And so I kept saying, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. And eventually I did. So I'm super grateful and thankful for that because, again, this was one of my absolute faves. So here is the Alocasia Jacqueline. Isn't that just beautiful? And sometimes it's okay to have the original. I love the originals. I love the variegateds. I have a little bit of both. I have I'll have the actual variegated as well as the original. Um, I just love alocasias, to be honest. That's my absolute favorite my absolute favorite plant. I absolutely love alocasias. That's my favorite plant. I love them all. Let's go ahead and sit her. Let's see if we can get her to fit. We did. We got her over there. I want to show you guys one of my balloon hearts because it's doing such a good job. We got them pushed up a little bit. So let's go ahead. We're going to sit the Jacqueline tags over because I'm not going to hold you guys too much longer. I'm going to show you this balloon heart. And if you guys like I said, comment below. Say, hey, I'd love to see the part 2 with the other tray because I have some really neat ones on here. We have this green philodendron, green Congo variegated. We have a couple of Florida bronzes. We have a few of these philodendron Florida beauties. We have a nice amount of things over in this tray. I have some locos, the balloon heart. This loco is absolutely stunning. So if you guys like, after this one, go ahead, say, hey, I'd love to see the rest of those repots, and I'll make it happen for you guys. Going to sit him right here. Those roots look absolutely gorgeous, don't they? Let's go ahead, get the handy dandy shovel. And again, I notice it has a lot of perlite in there. All the ones with a nice amount of perlite is doing fantastic. There we go. Get that. Let's get it. There we go. Put a little bit of mine. My new one, I should say. Take him. I'm going to say her this time. She's gorgeous. Sprinkle a little bit of that root crack. And she has such a robust root system. I gotta sprinkle it all around a little bit. There we go. We're going to go ahead, make sure those roots are pointing outwards, and backfill her in. Let's put just a little more. Let's make sure she's secured in here. Add her tag. And take a look. Isn't she absolutely beautiful? I love this plant. I'm thinking about getting the variegated. We'll see. We'll see. I have so many variegated plants, so many variegated alocasias and plants right now. I don't want to overdo it with my variegated because sometimes variegation can be a little tricky. So I'd prefer to wait to see how everybody does. We have a new leaf. Isn't that neat? It's a new leaf growing. So, again, not going to keep you too much longer. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you guys like, go ahead and hit the follow button and let me know down below if you want to see the part 2. Thanks and have a great rest of your night.